So, dear devotees, so we will start with the Damodarastakam, then we'll have Katha. So, this will be our method now. We'll start with prayer to Damodar, Radha Damodar. And can someone play Mridanga? Namami Swaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Goku Le Brajamanam. Yasoda Bheya Lokala Pamanam Param Ristam Atyanta Todutya Gopya. Rudantam Mohur Netra Yugmam Rujantam Karam Bhuja Yugmena Satanka Netram. Moho Swasa Kampa Trirekhanka Kanta Stita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Vadam. Lila Virananda Kunde Sogo Samnimajatam Matsya Payantam. Adiyasita Gesu Bhakte Vitakam Punah Prematastam Sata Pratibande. Param Deva Moksham Va Mokshavadhim Va Nachanya Brune Ahambare Sadapiha. Idam Deva Purnata Gopalavalam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Kimanaye. Idam Demo Kambo Jam Atyanta Nilay Tam Kuntalay Snekta Raktai Sagopya. एक कैंडल इधर लेके आओ. Ostambe Kambe Bharata Dhirambe Manasya Virastam Alam Lakyalam. Param Namo Devo Damodara Ananta Vishnu Kasida Prabhu Kajala Vimana. Namo Devo Damodara Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jala Vimana. Krupa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vadano Druhane Samamagyam Medyaki Drusha. Chaiva Yadva Toya Mochitau Bhakti Bhajau Krutau Cha Tatha Prema Bhakti Sadam Prayacha Namokshe Groha Mesti Damodareha Namaste Damne Spuradikti Damne Todi Adaraya Vishwasya Damne Namo Radhikaya Todiya Priyaya Namo Ananta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namam Vishwaram Satchidanandarupam Jasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Jasadabheya Lokaladavamanam Param Dushtamatyanta Dhrutya Gopya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara Sri Radhe. Jaya Radha Jaya Sri Radhe. Sri Radha Damodar ki, Sri Sri Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagwan ki, Srila Giriraj Krishna ki, Sri Sri Radha Ramanju ki, Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bo. Can you show our Yasoda Krishna to everyone in a display? So dear devotees, you can see in the display yeah, keep it stable, keep it stable. Yeah, so you can see there Yasoda Krishna nicely decorated among the butter pots, and so it looks beautiful. Who has done today the decoration? Anil Yadav Krishna? Anil Krishna Yadav. Anil Krishna Yadav and Abhishek Jaiswal, they have done today's decoration. It is wonderful. Every day someone does this. Anywhere you can also do such nice decoration. And from a distance also you can show that. Yeah, so you can see that from a distance also. So okay, I think you have done a good job by showing this. All right, so thank you very much, Abhishek, for displaying our decoration of Sri Sri Radha Damodar. I hope all our devotee guests, they enjoyed it. So now let's start. We offered a prayer. What I will do today, I will talk about the meaning of this verse, and then I will give a little synopsis about Krishna Katha. And tomorrow we will go chapter wise. Can you bring chapter 10, Canto 10, chapter 1? And can you bring the meaning of the verses? So the first verse talks about, no, you don't display. The first verse talks about that I'm offering that wonderful Damodar Krishna, who's brilliantly and effulgently manifesting in the divine realm of Gokula, as his, the earrings are swinging to and fro. He looks so beautiful, but the same personality is fearing Mother Yasoda's stick and running out of fear. So basically, this is the backdrop. This, as I told you, this the context of this Damodarastakam is composed by Satyavrata, and I have told you this Satyavrata Muni is actually a king in the previous Manvantara, that is Chaksusa Manvantara, almost 120 million years back. This wonderful poem has been composed. He's such a great devotee that Lord came as a Matsya and played on his palm full of water as he was able to, as he was offering that water as a tarpana to sun god. So Obviously, he must be great, and his composition, Damodarastakam, has made him very famous. And now, what is the backdrop? Backdrop is that Yashoda Maya is chasing Krishna. Why? Because Krishna has broken the yogurt part from which Mother Yasoda was churning the batter, and that butter was meant to please Krishna, and Krishna has broken that. And then he has fled, and Mother Yasoda is searching. So, and Krishna knows that Mother Yasoda would come in searching for him. So as he is, taking the butter, stealing the butter from a butter pot, while making an ulukala upside down, and then going up. It looks like a childish activity. It's not childish activity. It's a divine activity. Krishna is doing all these things naturally because he is in love with Mother Yasoda, and that relationship is very transcendental relationship. So he is naturally fearing Mother Yasoda, and although he is stealing the pot, butter, eating and feeding to monkeys, he is also careful and noticing when Mother Yasoda is going to come. And as soon as Mother Yasoda, because Mother Yasoda could easily figure out in which direction he has gone, because as he has broken the pot, then all the butter and the curd has they have spilled, and he's walking on that, and there are footprints everywhere, and Mother Yasoda had no problem in finding him. And as soon as Krishna realized Mother Yasoda is coming, he fled. And then what happened? See, Mother Yasoda started running after Krishna. So normally, nobody can catch Krishna. Krishna is beyond. The light speed is beyond, the mind speed is beyond any speed that you can even think of. Even light year speed has no meaning. So light speed is 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And light years, well, nothing. This is Krishna can travel faster because nobody can catch Krishna. However, Mother Yasoda caught Krishna. And once she caught Krishna, then what happens? Rudanta muhur netra yugmam rudanta. Krishna surrenders to Mother Yasoda. He surrenders to Mother Yasoda, and she's, when you cry, you falsely, not children, they cry falsely while making a nice sound of crying and rubbing their eyes. But that cry will immediately vanish if they get assurance, no, you have done nothing, right? Exactly. So Krishna is telling Mother Yasoda, please throw that stick first, because Mother Yasoda is holding a stick. And so Rudantam muhur netra yugmam rudantam karambhuja yugmena satanka netram. His ears, his eyes are filled with fear. Okay, in a fearful state, Krishna is crying. And then it says muhuswasa kampa. So when you cry, you breathe fast, muhuswasa kampa, and the body trembles. Tire kanka kanta, and then this throat of Krishna is like a neck of a consul neck. Have you seen that? And I have noticed consul neck again and again after that, this particular verse. And I always like the consul because I hold like that also. And it is very beautiful. So this is just an alankara to explain how beautiful is Krishna's throat. Sirekhanka Kantha, Sita Graivam Damodaram Bhakti Vadam. And Krishna, although all fear personified fear him, and is fearing Mother Yasoda because he is bound by her love. Mother Yasoda's love has captured Krishna. And there are so many Leelas we are going to read today. We are going to read in this Damodar month. So it says, Iti drukso Lila Ved Ananda Kunde. So like this, so many Leelas Krishna does. And of course, Mother Yasoda is when she is frightening Krishna. So much of love is there. And she has no idea Krishna is God. Okay. For her, Krishna is her child. That's it. And so just seeing Krishna's helplessness, her heart must be melting so much. She throws that stick and assures Krishna that don't fear. But then he would like to punish him. So that part is not here in this song. And hence we will not also discuss how Mother Yasoda was bound by Krishna. But like that, so many... Mother Yasoda bound by Krishna? No, Krishna bound by Mother Yasoda. So, okay, so that part is not given here, but itidrik solila Ananda Kunde. So Krishna has performed so many such wonderful pastimes, sweet pastimes, childhood pastimes. And whether it is in Brahman Ghat, whether it is in, liberating Manikriva, Nalakubara, killing Putana, Trinavarta, Sakadasura, so, or dancing to the tune of the whims and fancy of the gopis as they are promising Krishna, I'll give you half a sandesh. Just so many wonderful things he does, or filling the basket of the fruit vendor with all kind of jewels, just because fruit vendor filled the hand of Krishna with fruits, just by being pleased by his beauty. Anybody who sees Krishna and doesn't get attracted to Krishna, that must be very unfortunate human life. If you have got a human life and seen Krishna, once Prabhupada was asked by his disciples, which is actually Krishna's picture. So they had collected many, many pictures of Krishna. And Prabhupada saw all of them and said, everyone is Krishna. So it is not that you can see Krishna using your mundane vision. Okay. So Krishna is so attractive. Just any any picture of Krishna that is being done with the devotion, that bhava would immediately initiate a devotion within us, and we get naturally attracted. And so Krishna is drowning the inhabitants of Braj in pools of ecstasy through such wonderful pastimes. And Satyavrata is praying to Krishna, oh Krishna, I don't want any benediction from you. Varam deva moksham va moksha vadim. I don't even want benediction like liberation. What I want I want to constantly relish your sweet pastimes. Idam te bapurnatha gopala valam sadame manasya avirastam kimane. This beautiful form of Bal Gopal may continuously manifest within my heart as you perform wonderful pastimes. And then Satyavrata Muni is saying that what a beautiful, sweet, charming face of Krishna. Idam te mukham hujam atyanta nilay. Krishna's face has bluish cloud color. And idam te mukham hujam atyanta nilay. Vrutam kuntale snigdhe raktescha gopya. So his cheeks are completely reddened by the kisses of all the gopis. So whoever sees Krishna must be taking him on her lap and must have kissed him many times. And how many kisses every day he must be getting from all these wonderful gopis, the friends of Mother Yasoda. You can't count. And hence, Krishna doesn't have to decorate his face. His face are naturally reddened by the beautiful kisses of these elderly gopis. And it says, Muhussambitam bimba raktadharam manasya virasta malam lakhyalavi. So this charming face of yours, full of smile, and we can see the love of all these wonderful gopis manifesting in your face in the form of their wonderful kisses. That form is very endearing to my heart. Varam Devam Namo Devo Damodara Ananta Vishnu. O Damodar. Krishna's name is Damodar because his belly was bound by the love of Mother Yasoda. So that form of Krishna, which is called Damodar, he is not a small child, Satyavrata Muni is now making. He is Ananta. Because until now, Satyavrata Muni has not presented Krishna as God, but he is now saying, Namo Devo Damodara Ananta Vishnu. Okay? Oh Damodar, you are not the small child, helpless child of Mother Yasoda, rather you are Ananta Vishnu. You are infinite absolute truth, Vishnu. Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdhi Magna. I am drowning in the pools of suffering, drowning in the ocean of suffering. In this material world, we are all suffering. What kind of suffering we have? Our suffering is that we have attraction for everything, but not for Krishna. We have attraction for everything, but not for His holy name. That is our suffering. And most of us, we cannot even recognize that we are suffering. That why my mind goes to OT, excreta. Yes, everything in this world is that of excreta. And my mind is constantly getting dragged to those excreta, but not to Krishna and his loving devotees and his sweet pastimes. So I'm drowning in the ocean of misery. So Kurpa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batan. Dinam. I am really poor. I'm really poor and deserve your mercy. Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati. You rain your Kripa Drishti. Drishti means compassionate eye, compassionate look. Shower your compassionate look on this wretched soul who has no love for your lotus feet. Okay. And it says, Muhusambitam, sorry, Kripadrashti Vrishyati Dinam Batanu, Gruhanesa Mamagyam Adhyakhi Drishya. Okay. So this and through that you deliver this fallen soul. I want to be delivered. I want to you can only by your Kripadrishti can export can transport me to the divine realm where I can appreciate your divine beauty, divine Lila, divine quality, divine name, everything I can appreciate. Then he says, Satyavrata Muni, Kuberatmazovata, Kurteva, Murteva Yadvat. The two sons of Manigriva had two sons of Kubera, Manigriva and Nalkubera. They had been cursed by Narada to become twin Arjuna trees. And that is like Murtaiva Yadvat. A tree is just like a dead person. Tree has very little consciousness. Consciousness in a tree is very, very little as compared to human consciousness. So, but Toya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Krutocha. So they were very fortunate because you appeared in the same courtyard. You performed your wonderful pastimes. And although they were in the body of the trees, every day they could see your divine pastimes. And hence they performed devotional service unto you, and they got liberated. And the way they got liberated, the way they attained the pure bhakti for you, tatha prema bhaktim, so kamme prayacha, namokshe graho mesti Damodarastakam. I don't want liberation, I want devotion for your lotus feet, just like Manigriva and Nalakibara, they achieved. I want to serve you constantly. I'm your servant, I'm your servant, I'm your servant. And finally, Satyavrata Muni is praying in this prayer that Namastestu Damne, Spuradipti Damne. I want to offer my humble obeisances to that divinely effulgent rope, which is personification of Mother Yasoda's love, by which you are bound. It is not that that rope has bound you, but it's actually Todiya Dara Yatha Vishwasya Dhamne, because you are embodiment of trillions of spiritual planets and trillions of material planets. And by binding your belly, Mother Yasoda, has done something inconceivable. She has bound everything. Because Krishna represents everything. Vishwasya Dhamne. So, Namo Radhikayai Todiya Priyaya. I offer his beloved concert, Srimati Radharani. And your Namo Ananta Lilaya Devaya. And your unlimited pastimes that you have performed, I offer my humble obeisances to all that self-effulgent, divinely effulgent rope that binds your belly, your concert Radharani, and your unlimited pastimes. Everything is transcendentally nectarian. and I want to release all of them. So this is the prayer we are praying. I hope when you pray next time, as you pray, you should remember the meaning as well, and then that would generate a feeling of devotion for Damodar Krishna. Okay, so that's the prayer. Thank you very much for paying attention to this prayer. Now what we will do, I'll give you a little backdrop, what we are going to discuss from tomorrow. We are going to discuss every day one topic from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Canto 10, Chapter 1 onwards, the Krishna's sweet pastimes, and particularly his pastimes in Braj, we are going to discuss, because they're very sweet. So now, what is the backdrop? Backdrop is, this is the Dwapara Yuga, and very, very powerful kings, but demoniac kings, they are ruling this world at that time. Whether it is Jarasandha, Dantavakra, Viduratha, Sisupala, Paundruka, Salwa. There are, the Duryodhana and his party, and Karna, all powerful personalities, but they have no devotion to Krishna. So when, like nowadays also in Kali Yuga, we are all chelas of Duryodhana, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, but we are tiny. We are like mosquito-like Ravana, mosquito-like Hiranyakashipu. So although we are very sinful, the earth is not as overburdened as it was during the end of Dwapara Yuga, because of these demoniac kings. They were very powerful, extraordinarily powerful, and they acted as if they are Vedic king, but they have no devotion to Krishna. And they followed, whether it is Jarasandha or Sisupala, Duryodhana, people considered them to be religious. They appeared to be following Vedic scriptures, but they have no devotion to Krishna. And that is what pinches Mother Earth. Okay, when you are a demoniac, it's fine. But in the name of Vedic culture, if you have no devotion to Krishna, that is what pinches most the Earth planet, Mother Earth. She was absolutely crestfallen, and she approached Brahmaji with her prayer. Brahmaji said, okay, let's search an answer from Krishna directly. And whenever there is an extraordinary situation, so you can imagine the situation must be extraordinary, right? When once upon a time the earth was toppled from her orbit into the Garbhodaka ocean by Hiranyakya. So that was an extraordinary situation. So Brahma has to pray to Krishna. Similarly, Mother Earth approaching Krishna, Brahma, with her prayer means she must be going through very, very difficult situation, and hence that must be very extraordinary. And Brahma could not solve it, so he wanted an answer from Krishna. So you see that Brahmaji, as the founder Acharya, he always teaches us in most difficult time, we must directly take shelter of Krishna. Although we take shelter of Krishna's instructions, instructions as given in Sadhu Guru Shastra, but many times we have to, they may not come to our rescue, and then we have to directly look out for Krishna. And this is what Brahmaji is doing. Brahmaji is teaching us how to take direct shelter of Krishna. And so they went to Kshetrasagara, the Milk Ocean, because within the Milk Ocean there is a beautiful, most beautiful island called Svetadipa. Islands are always very beautiful. I have visited some of the islands. I have visited in Xiamen in China, beautiful island. I have China has many beautiful islands, by the way. And then I have also visited Hawaii, another island. Normally, you see that whenever you see an island, either within a river or within ocean, naturally they are very beautiful. When I went to Angkor Wat, in Angkor Wat, all temples, Angkor Wat, all temples that is in Cambodia, all temples built by Cholo kings. Cholo kings were from South India. Once upon a time, Cholo kings ruled the entirety of Southeast Asian nation. And they had built a fabulous temple. And all these temples, they were surrounded by water. I had made a video on this. I visit to Angkor Wat. And so it's a very beautiful temple is surrounded with water. And that's why when you build a temple, I saw also a golden temple in Amritsar. Four sides are water. So that's a good thing, because Krishna lives, and here also in Golok Vrindavan also Krishna lives in the island. It is all four sides are Yamuna, and middle is the island, Lotus Island. So this is what is Svetadipa, and nobody has license. Brahmaji has no license to go there. Can you imagine? He is the supreme boss of this Brahmanda, but he doesn't have the license to go to that Svetadipa. So he can go and meditate on the Kshirodaka Vishnu. And Vishnu may give darshan or simply speak through Akasvani. And on this occasion, there was Akasvani. O Brahma, don't fear, assure Mother Earth that I am coming, or I would appear in Earth very soon in my original form as Krishna. Please order all the demigods to take birth in Yadu dynasty. And he gave some sets of instruction to Brahmaji to follow. So when Krishna comes, like for example, Modi has to come to IIT Kanpur. So in IIT Kanpur, director will not sit, idly and thinking, oh, anyway, he is coming on that day, we'll see how to greet him. No. So the appointment takes, happens almost like 2 months or sometimes 6 months before. And then entire institute is geared how to felicitate the Prime Minister of India. Similarly, when Krishna has to come, and that must be the biggest celebration for this entire universe. Okay, all 14 planetary systems must be ready how to greet Krishna, because it's a summum bonum of everything that exists. He is appearing. It's an extraordinary situation, extraordinary auspicious moment, and extraordinary reason to celebrate, because Krishna is coming. Okay, and that's exactly is going to happen. So demigods all appeared in Yadu dynasty. They were very powerful, and then he also ordered Sankarsana, his brother Balaram, to appear before him. Because Balaram makes arrangement for Krishna to appear. Balaram serves Krishna in so many ways. So Balaram must be there. So the Devaki and Vasudeva, they became celebrated father of Balaram, and then Balaram was transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And you see that Rohini, without having any contact with Vasudeva, was carrying the child, Sankarsana. So these Leelas are not, and those who are faithless, they cannot understand this. Faithless people, as a Sambhava, without man and woman uniting, they can have child. Even if man and woman, they unite, there are many cases they don't have child. So many rascals, they cannot understand that Krishna's pastimes are beyond our comprehension. They are happening in a spiritual realm. So and then Krishna would appear as eighth son of Devaki. And all of you know that how Kamsa would really kill first 6 sons of Devaki, one after one, another, very cruelly. And Devaki and Vasudeva must have gone through the suffering, the cruelty that was inflicted upon them by Kamsa in front of Vasudeva. Kamsa would kill each of the child mercilessly. It's a Ghora Papa. It's not ordinary Papa, Ghora Papa. Anyway, so so finally Krishna would appear, and he would appear on Bhadra Ashtami, Krishna Pakya, Bhadra Ashtami, Krishna Pakya, Rohini Nakshatra. And when Krishna appeared, the planetary systems are all in most auspicious. They made sure that they are creating all auspicious atmosphere, because everybody finally is under Krishna. And like when we invite a guest, like a saintly person, we blow consuls, we put colors in front of the door with full colors filled with water and decorated with the mango leaves, and on the top of that then the coconut placed. So because we want to create auspiciousness. Like any festivity that we do, we create a festoon of these banana plants and leaves and mango leaves. So these are all they create an ambience of it. And of course the best auspicious is when you play Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this we have to understand very clearly. So Krishna appeared, and Krishna appeared in the darkest moment, because it is raining, there is heavy storm, there is darkness around, this is Amavasya, and that too middle of the night. And not Amavasya, Ashtami, and middle of the night. And obviously this darkest time. But when Krishna appears, he is always self-effulgent. So although there was darkness pervading the Kamsa's prison, Krishna appeared, the entire prison became effulgent. And then because in the prison house, the jailer and the guards, everybody were Chela or follower of Kamsa, and hence they're very sinful. But the Ratri Devi, the goddess night, she to serve Krishna, she made all these uh, officers in that prison and workers in that prison entering into deep sleep. Many of them probably are taking karate or snoring. And I don't know what happened actually, but anyway, they were put into sleep, so much of sleep that they could not realize what's happening. All that is happening is that Devaki is seeing suddenly, there is 400 Narayana in front of her, very tall, decorated with all kind of ornaments, dressed with pitambara and all garments, beautiful garments, uttari, helmet, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, Baijayanti Mala, and armlet, breastlet, anklet, everything, is so beautiful feature of Narayana, and self fulgent. And when Devaki saw that particular form of Krishna, she felt, are you my son? How people will believe that you are my son because such a big personality can never come out of the womb. And so at the request of Mother Yasoda, Devaki, he becomes a baby Krishna. And as soon as he becomes baby Krishna, orders Vasudeva the father. Normally, a child, surrenders helplessly to the mother and father while crying profusely because he's burning to blind well and, absolutely everything blind, doesn't know anything. So it is utter helplessness. Just think about a baby. What is the status of baby? Baby don't know about anything about the world. He has no knowledge of the language. He doesn't know any shape or form of this world. He doesn't know where he appeared. Just think about the baby. It is a frightening situation. Suppose, I bless you, you become a baby again. What will happen to you? Can anybody here or among all of you meditate? No? Suppose I bless you, become a baby again. It's a very frightening situation. All your memory would be gone. You cannot remember anything. Baby, right? But here Krishna, although he's a baby, he is ordering Vasudeva. And what he's saying? Cross Yamuna, go to Gokul, replace me with the daughter of Yasoda, and come back. Wow. He's born in the prison in the darkest night. Everything is dark. And saying, you take me, cross Yamuna, and go to the other side of Gokul and hand over me to Mother Yasoda. These people cannot, the faithless idiots, scoundrels, they cannot understand this. Without, you need a lot of punya to be able to understand this. It's not easy. This hearing, I still remember in 2001 Janmashtami, 2001 Janmashtami. I was in Avanthar in Germany, and there is a very nice devotee, disciple of Satyananda Maharaj. She enacted a drama, and drama was very realistic, right? So we were in temple, and suddenly we were told temple will become dark. And suddenly all lights went off, as everything dark. And it appeared that we are all in darkness. And then nothing was told because the very ecstatic kirtan was going on, and it's almost 12 o'clock, midnight. And in Germany, normally nights are very long, right? Of course, this is August, so nights are not so long, but any that it's a Krishna Pakshana. Because of Krishna Pakshana, it was dark. It was dark. I still remember. It was very dark. Everything was dark. The temple room became very dark. And then simply said that you follow light. And suddenly we were, we don't know what to do, and we saw one light, and everybody started following the light. And then we just went, and it is a very nice drama they enact. And I wish we do this kind of things again and again, because they would remain in your memory for a long, long time too. And then we went. So this Avanta temple is situated in a place. There are two streams coming from the distant, nearby hill. So two streams, one stream like this, the other stream like this, and they're joining here. So this land, this stream is land. So this portion is the temple, right? So this light went in that direction of that conjoined of two streams. And when two streams they collide, there is a sound. There is a sound, right? And it's a beautiful sound. And all that we could hear as we are following that light, we could hear that sound of two streams colliding with each other, right? And then suddenly there was kind of a sound. I don't remember. And suddenly we all stopped because something, probably it was in German language or something. And everybody stopped. And then suddenly we saw a person is walking. And there is a basket on his head. And then, of course, there must be Krishna. It was not visible. And then we suddenly saw a huge Ananta Sesa is moving along that. I said, how is moving? And then he had made arrangement there. There are some wire, and somehow he has made arrangement. It looked like Ananta Sesa is exactly following and Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is carrying Krishna and a basket, and Ananta Sesa has acted as an umbrella, and then he would cross that river, that river. So it's of course all of you know that when Vasudeva actually reached Yamuna, you cannot really enact that. You cannot duplicate it. Yamuna was filled with water. It was flooded with water. Heavy storm, heavy rain, and Yamuna gave way to Vasudeva, right? And Anantasasa has become umbrella. And that is how Krishna is carrying Vasudeva. But to ordinary people, those who have no faith, they are saying, oh, Vasudeva is carrying a small child. And they say, how Vasudeva can cross Yamuna, as a overflooded Yamuna? Normally, Yamuna, wherever you see, it's very deep. Yamuna is very deep. In Prague, Yamuna, they say 150 feet deep, whereas Ganga is hardly 5-6 feet. So that is how Yamuna is deep. And in that depth, 150 feet deep depth, it is unimaginable. Unimaginable. And so that is what the situation where Vasudeva would go and deliver the child to Mother Yasoda and bring her girl child. According to Shastra, of course, Mother Yasoda had given birth to both boy and girl. And the boy is, of course, Krishna. That Krishna merged with this Krishna, Devi Krishna, and they became one. So this is Vasudeva Krishna. That came from Kamsa's prison house. And then there is Yasoda Krishna, or Raj Krishna. So now they became one. Because Vasudeva Krishna's pastimes would manifest after 11 point 6 years or 11 and a half years. So this is the backdrop. Now Krishna has gone to Braj, right? Now what's going to happen? So we must keep that as a surprise for tomorrow. Thank you very much for hearing. Hare Krishna. Any question anybody would like to ask? Otherwise, we'll end it here. Somebody would show the question like, Chiranjit Roy, does Sisupal burn before Lord Krishna appeared? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. But even if I said that, but his father Chedi was there. Chedi is a demon. Next. Only one question. Huh?
So Chiranjit Prabhu asks again, can you again tell the merging of Vasudeva Krishna and Yashoda Krishna?
Okay. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Krishna is always there in Vrindavan. So when Krishna comes here, he also comes along with his abode. Krishna, see, anything with Krishna, anything related to Krishna is all spiritual. This in this world is made up of material space and time, whereas Krishna appears in spiritual time and spiritual space, and his space is Braj. So whenever he descends with his abode. So Krishna and Braj or Braj Krishna cannot appear somewhere else. He would appear. So that is why, according to our Acharya, our Acharyas, Mother Yasoda gave birth to Braj Krishna, and because Krishna always stays within Braj, he never leaves. Whereas Krishna in Mathura and Dwaraka, that is called Vasudeva Krishna. Why Vasudeva Krishna? Because he's the son of Vasudeva. That's why he's Vasudeva Krishna. So Vasudeva Krishna is a king, because Vasudeva is a king. So now, when I say Braj Krishna means his original Vishnu. What is meaning of original Vishnu? Original Vishnu means all other expansion of this original Vishnu are within him. You try to understand. Suppose I want to expand myself. That means that expansion must be within myself. Then only this will be there. So in Braj Krishna, all other form of Krishnas are there. So when I say Vasudeva Krishna, which was taken by Vasudeva from Mathura to Braj, so this Vasudeva Krishna naturally is there within Krishna, Braj Krishna. So this is a transcendental process, meaning the Vasudeva Krishna and Braj Krishna become one, right? So it's a transcendental. You cannot mechanically or materially you can understand it. It is in Braj Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna is there, and he just became one with that Vasudeva Krishna within Krishna. So meaning of that. And when Akrura came to take Krishna to Mathura, so Braj Krishna stayed within Vrindavan. he became invisible. What went with Akrura is Krishna's expansion as Vasudeva Krishna. So this is a little tough to understand, but please chant Hare Krishna more and more and you will understand it. Vansal Abhishek, Abhishek Vansal, how to understand two-finger sat? In case of Nalakuvara Manigriva, since there was no endeavor from their side and still got mercy of Krishna. Okay, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they received the mercy of Narada. They don't have to do. See, there are certain sadhana siddha, there are krupa siddha, and there are nitya siddha. So you cannot, now once you become a siddha, you cannot make a distinction between sadhana siddha, nitya siddha, and krupa siddha. So Manigriva and Nalakuvara, they were krupa siddha. They are not sadhana siddha. We are performing sadhana. We want to perfect. So when for sadhana siddha, this explanation is given. Two finger sort means one finger represents our endeavor and the other finger is the grace of Krishna. But we cannot limit Krishna to this two finger only. Krishna can also perfect someone simply by his mercy. So Manigriva and Nalakuvara were instantaneously delivered by Narada's mercy, and through Narada's mercy, Krishna's mercy. Agnimitra, is this why Krishna is called Vasudeva, the same as his father? Yes, Vasudeva's son is Vasudeva. Yeah, that's correct. Prabhuji, if Vasudeva Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita, yes, it is Vasudeva Krishna who spoke Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Correct. Gita Chatri, Prabhuji, can you please tell us the etiquette of chanting? Etiquette of chanting is to give maximum topmost priority to chanting. That means just like somebody, he does some very important work and in front of the door he writes, don't disturb. Similarly, etiquette of chanting is that I must not be disturbed. That means while chanting, my mobile phone should not be with me. Nothing should be with me except my bed bag and my determination to focus on hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I should not commit any offenses against the holy name. There are 10 offenses, like to consider Krishna same as the name of Krishna is same as name of Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, or to condemn devotees who are preaching Krishna consciousness, to offend spiritual master, to consider Vedic literatures as ordinary literature, performing sin on the strength of chanting holy name, instructing a faithless about the glories of the holy name, or chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the karma kanda process in Veda. So like that, to be inattentive while chanting. So these are the things we must avoid. So these are the etiquettes of chanting. Do we have to take bath before chanting? Yes, if early morning and take bath and then chant. But as I told you, whether you have taken bath, you have not taken bath, you must chant. You can chant anytime. But if you take bath early morning and chant, you will be in mode of goodness. Your mind will be focused and you can chant better. Tushar, what is service for Krishna? Anything, like I am talking about Krishna, you are hearing about Krishna. That is service. You are you are visiting the temple of Krishna. That is service. Somebody is doing abhishekam of Krishna. That is service. Somebody is offering bhoga to Krishna. That is service. Someone is going to the streets and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is a service. Gita Chetri, can you do as soon as? Yes, you must. Why only when you wake up? In the dream also you chant. No issue. Can you chant in the evening? Yes, you might. You, as I told you, you can chant anytime, anywhere, all the time. Okay, I think we are done with questions. And thank you very much. Sri Sri Radha Damodar ki jai. Sri Yasoda Krishna ki jai. Damodar month ki jai. Kartik month ki jai. Sri Sri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Damodar ki jai. Sri Sri Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Giriraj Krishna ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Raman Dev ki jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari Bol.